Thank you. Good morning. My name is Lisa B. Napier, and I'm a member of this congregation. I present as a short, fat, white woman with long graying hair and glasses. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. I am quick to smile.
Good morning. My name is Sally Hanrahan. I present as a tall, white female with long blonde hair, and I'm quick to giggle. So first and foremost, welcome. Welcome and welcome, welcome to the Mount Vernon Unitarian Church. We are members or have been members for many years at this congregation. Whether this is your first time with us or your 1,000th, We want you to know that you are welcome and we are glad to have you. Our church is now offering Sunday services both in person and virtually. Whether you are here in the chapel or joining us from home, you are welcome. As we gather, we recommit ourselves to the mission of this church, to support one another in our spiritual journeys, to work for justice, to care for this earth, and to build the common good. It is good to be together. Mount Vernon Unitarian Church is a community dedicated to welcoming the stranger, we had a technical error, welcoming the stranger and working for justice wherever the heavy weight of oppression has dug into the fabric of life. To that effort, we name and honor the traditional indigenous inhabitants of this land, the Piscataway, the Powhatan, and the Toh, also known as the Dogue. We recall that enslaved people worked this land where we gathered this morning. All right, I think that's all that we have today. All right, please enjoy our lovely music from our lovely musicians.
May this flame stir our hearts and remind us to be truly inclusive, to grow in mind, body, spirit, and relationship, and to widen the circle of love. And now if you would open your hymnals to number 121, or it's also on the order of service, We'll Build a Land.
Please remain standing as we read our covenant. Love is the teaching of this church. The quest of truth is its daily task, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve life in community, to the end that all souls shall grow in harmony. This is our covenant, with each and with all. You may be seated. And all my friends who are young of age or young of heart, please feel free to come forward right now for all ages, and I'll meet you down the stairs. Oh, we got one. All right, hope you can hear me. All right, so first of all, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Sally, and I'm here to do the service today. And the crazy thing is that I grew up at this church. I was younger than you. I was younger than you. I was younger than you. I was younger than you, and I was a little bit older than Leo. But today we're going to talk about problems. Raise your hand if you have ever had a problem. I'm pretty sure we can all agree we've all had a problem. Can you tell me a problem you've had, Juniper? Oh, sometimes you feel like your mom is upset at you? Yep, I think we can all agree there too. Anybody else? Do you have a problem, Jude, that you can think of? You can't think of. What about argument with your friends? Yeah, that happens a lot, huh? I'm sure. Well, today we're going to read a book that I love called What Do You Do with a Problem? Because even when all of our friends get together, like we did last weekend, sometimes we have some problems. We have some arguments and we have some problems. So what do we do? And it is written by Kobe Yamada and illustrated by May Bessam. And I love the artwork. It's beautiful. Come, have a seat. All right. What do you do with a problem? I don't know how it happened, but one day I had a problem. I didn't want it. I didn't ask for it. I really didn't like having a problem, but it was there. Why is it here? What does it want? What do you do with a problem? I thought. I wanted to make it go away. I shooed it. I scowled at it. I tried ignoring it, but nothing worked. I started to worry about my problem. What if it swallows me up? What if my problem sneaks up and gets me? What if it takes away all my things? I worried a lot. I worried about what would happen. I worried about what could happen. I worried about this and I'm worried about that. And the more I worried, the bigger my problem became. It doesn't seem to be working, does it? I wished it would just disappear. I tried everything I could to hide from it. I even found ways to disguise myself, but it still found me. And the more I avoided my problem, the more I saw it everywhere. I thought about it all the time. I didn't feel good at all. I couldn't take it anymore. This has to stop, I declared. Maybe I was making my problem bigger and scarier than it actually was. After all, my problem hadn't really swallowed me up or attacked me. I realized that I had to face it. No more ignoring. Time to face your problem. So even though I didn't want to, even though I was really afraid, I got ready and I tackled my problem. When I got face to face with it, I discovered something. My problem wasn't what I thought it was. I discovered it had something beautiful inside. My problem held an opportunity. It was an opportunity for me to learn and to grow, to be brave, to do something. An opportunity, a chance to do something different. It showed me that it was important to look closely because some opportunities only come once. So now I see problems differently. I'm not afraid of them anymore because I know their secret. What's their secret? What's inside? Every problem has an opportunity for something good. You just have to look for it. All right, the end. So, what happened? Did he face his problem or did he keep running away? I think he faced his problem. He was very brave. And it turned out that it led to something good. Sometimes when we work out our problems, it leads to something that we didn't even see coming that's good. Yep. All right, my friends, thank you for joining me. You may go. Are we sending them to? Yep.
Hold you in your love as you go. May your heart be at peace as you go. To nurture the spark of your precious life. We hold you in our love as you go. Okay, I don't either. Our offering this month is for, sorry,
It's for neighborhood health.
there it is, neighborhood health. Thank you. And
It's a nonprofit service that has done much good in the area. We apologize, we don't have the script for this particular organization this morning, but check them out. They're wonderful. They do a lot of good work. So thank you. And at this time, we will share our gifts as you wish. If you choose to dedicate exclusively to Mount Vernon Unitarian Church, please note that in the byline of your check. And please enjoy our music. Feel free to come forward to light a candle in joy or sorrow. We're sorry about that.
Wow, thank you. That was beautiful. Take a moment now to feel your feet on the floor. Squeeze and relax your gluteal muscles and feel the warmth and pressure of your back and bottom against the seat. Take a deep breath in, hold it for a beat, and release it. We're going to take a few moments of quiet reflection and remain seated for the music that's to follow.
Good morning. Again. Are we good? You don't, it doesn't matter. It's on. Good? Awesome. Thank you. So once again, good morning and welcome to Mount Vernon Unitarian Church. My name is Sally Henrahan and I was raised in this church. So I have a very long history with MVUC and I'm glad to be here again. So we are here to present our experiences at GA. But before we really get into our personal experiences, for whom those of you not familiar, if you are unfamiliar is what I'm trying to say. With GA, GA stands for General Assembly. It's an annual meeting of Unitarian Universalists from around the world usually in the North American continent, but they come from all over, including the Philippines. The point of it every year is to come together as a community to create connections and to restore old connections already made. It is also an opportunity to explore the host city. It moves around every year. This year it was in Pittsburgh. Next time we meet in person, Baltimore. It goes all over. But perhaps most importantly, the reason that we hold General Assembly is to vote. This is where all of our big decisions are made that affect every member congregation of the UUA. This year, I'm afraid to say, was, in a word, tumultuous. Now, as we all know, Unitarian Universalists love to debate. And when you're voting on something, oh boy, you're going to be there for a while. I hope you brought some water. But the main things that we were voting on this year, of course, electing our president. She won resoundingly with a 95.5% voting of yes, positive, affirmative. Her name is Sofia Betancourt. She is a Black and Latina woman. I suggest you check her out. I was personally very impressed. I'm excited to see what she has to do. We also continued voting on the preliminary amendment to the Article 2 proposition. Do you see what I mean by you're going to be here for a while? Because we debated the same thing last year. Yes. Well, fortunately, no more. The amendment did pass. Essentially what it does is it pays attention to gendered language in our bylaws and removes them to switch to non-binary, and addresses our wording more specifically towards the Black community in terms of racism. It includes that specifically named. Other items that passed were the Rise Up to Stop Cop City Act, protesting the foundation of Cop City in Atlanta, Georgia. It is as bad as it sounds. The Organization for Health Equity, we voted to back the WHO in fighting against health inequality. And we voted to protect the Dreamers with a Pathway to Permanent Residency Act. So all of those were good things. We're doing well, we're doing well. And then we had a business resolution to vote on. This was a very heated topic. Essentially, what it boils down to is, currently, the UUA, the Unitarian Universalist Association, invests in a company called Enbridge. Enbridge Gas, to be specific, a pipeline company. The way the UUA endowment funds work is they are placed as investment funds in with various companies, etc. The UUA endowment fund comes from 343 UU congregations who contribute to this overall endowment fund. We are one of them. The young adults have been especially active about this issue. They have been arguing for 2 years now that we need to immediately divest from any and all fossil fuel companies. Unfortunately, at this very time, there are battles going on Line 5 and Line 3 for this one particular pipeline that stretches from Canada throughout the northwestern United States. UU young adults have been very active in protesting these pipelines to the point where they have been arrested, they have been pepper sprayed, and they have been shot with rubber bullets. The police have bragged openly in the area that Enbridge is actually providing bonuses for how many protesters are injured and caught. Several young adults who spoke at the General Assembly gave their personal experiences with these injuries and spoke quite passionately about how we are giving, in a way, we are giving our money to get shot by rubber bullets defending native land. That's upsetting to say the least. Additionally, the young people feel, and spoke about it, that we have not been heard in the larger UU community. I sadly have to agree. There is
a condescension towards the young adult community. It is time for us to be heard. I wish that I could report differently, but I've had multiple experiences where I have been cut off, not allowed to speak, or as the not teenagers, but even so, they should be respected, as what happened to the young adults at General Assembly, dismissed quite condescendingly, essentially told that, oh, cute, honey, that's a cute project. Now go on and play. The grown-ups are here to work. It is infuriating. It got so bad at this General Assembly that there was an incident that required an email from the president and the president-elect apologizing multiple times for the treatment of young adults at GA. That's a big deal. If we want to continue growing our faith community, we need to have young adults. And when young adults and the next generation are silenced, we will not progress. I am disappointed and angry to let you know that this amendment divesting funds from oil companies did not pass. And I will let you know, I watched it twice, the vast majority of young adults supported the divestment, whereas the previous generation did not. We learned from you, and thank you. Now it's time for you to hand the reins to us. We want to be more than flies on the wall. We see the problems. We want to face them head on, and we are. We ask for you to listen, to be aware, be conscious, to give us a chance to becoming a better faith community. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Eric Porchot. I'm not a recording, and I'm not Herb Tyson either. Herb Tyson was a member of this church for many years, and his wife and daughter also were figures here at the church and at GA pretty much every year. And we've been blessed with some songs that Herb has left for us, and I will try to do this one justice. Please sing along with the chorus if you know it. From the moment we're born, every beat of your heart, there's an endless flow of love, and you know each of us is a part. When you wake in the morn and you see the sun rise, drawing strength from the love and the light from above, and you realize it begins with the heart. When you answer love's call, and the reason we give and the reason we live is for the heart of it all. Every road that you choose, every path that you take, every night you lead your life, there's a choice you make. Every heart that you lift, every burden you ease, every hand that you hold, all the ways that you sow, help the world find peace. And it comes from the heart when you answer love's call. And the reason we give and the reason we live is for the heart of it all. Don't know if the answer can ever be found, but the justice we seek and the truth that we speak is our common ground. In that moment of truth, when you answer love's call, go wherever love goes, letting everyone know it's for the heart of it all. It begins with the heart. when you answer love's call. And the reason we live, and the reason we live is for the heart of it all. It begins with the heart when you answer love's call. And the reason we give, and the reason we live is for the heart of it all. And the reason we give, and the reason we live is for the heart of it all.
Good morning again. Can you hear me? Okay. I would like to start by thanking Sandy Peterson and all of the people who manage and contribute to the Susan B. Anthony Fund. Sally and I were both compensated for our registrations. This service is but one result of your generosity. It was my first General Assembly, and I am so excited to share with you all that I saw and heard and felt and think, but frankly, that would take all afternoon. As a fly on the wall, I will bring you a very short sampling of the richness that is GA. I registered and downloaded the Whova app and began receiving the email updates about what was already available before the con started. I was overwhelmed with the volume and impressed with the intention, inclusion, and love that went into the planning and rollout of the 2023 Unitarian Universalist Association General Assembly. There was a covenant, a destructive behavior policy, an overt iteration of common courtesy, a place for nursing parents. Hearing devices and motor scooters were available, more educational content than I have yet been able to attend. As a fly on the wall, I wore several lenses through which to observe and attend this conference. First was as a virtual attendee, and what that would entail and exclude. Next was as an ambassador of Mount Vernon Unitarian Church and as a delegate. Then, as a member of the worship committee, I was assessing the message and emotional content to bring back to you. I want to thank Yvonne and the very many people who at the last minute made this music today happen. I am thrilled to be here today with Eric and Georgetta Perchot. It feels like old home week, or rather, now home week, again. Tyler Perry Cole said, "Heaven on earth is our beloved community." Also, we aspire to real and radical welcome. I saw our Kate Walker light the opening chalice and deliver the opening words. I saw Linda Olson-Peebles retire and Megan Henry receive primary fellowship on her path to ministry. One of the 4 collections was for the Katie Tyson Fund for Youth and Young Adult Ministries. It was only the first night, and I was and am so grateful for the life-affirming and life-saving message of Unitarian Universalism. So proud to be a Unitarian Universalist, and especially proud to be a Mount Vernon Unitarian. I raised my children here while you raised me. Thank you. If you would like more information about the actions of immediate witness, budget issues, or the status of the voting process for Article 2 revisions, I encourage you to read through the documents available at the UUA.org website. We need church geeks of all flavors to plan and carry out our missions. Not sure where you fit in? Start asking around. There is a place for your bit of esoteric expertise to ferment and blossom here. Brian Broom was the featured speaker on the second day. He was wonderful, engaging, and authentic. I think I have a sermon about Brian Broom in his presentation at GA. The note I took reads, "I am grateful he had a Black queer audience to converse with, who knew and loved his work, shared his experience, and were empowered in their truth and value. It was powerful to witness. That evening at the service led by Chris Buse of Tennessee Valley and Dr. Glenn Thomas Rideout of First Minneapolis, Chris Buse said that mission is a reminder that we are not here for personal gain. It is about serving the common good and future generations. Dr. Rideout said, "Change is coming, and we are fools for love and pilgrims for justice." These ethical, aspiring, inspiring, intentional people are my people, my beloved community. Hallelujah, I am home now again. And just like home, the UUA, the planners and organizers, and even the covenanted attendees got many things wrong. Despite the planning, love, and intention, there weren't enough scooters, the communications were garbled or late or not responsive enough. They got it wrong, again and again. But unlike home, the response was, "We got it wrong. We will fix it as soon as possible." This was a change from the responses in years past in which they said, "We will fix it for next year." And the attendees responded with, "That's not soon enough." There was an issue with masks that was addressed in real time. There's another sermon here, I think, too. It was powerful, changing their response and changing in general. This is a faith movement being led by people from the margins. I thought about, "But for the least of us go I." And two-spirit people being held in high esteem and whose opinions are sought. Our congregations may be filled with old white people, but this is not the faith of old white people. We have taught our children well. Our faith is beautiful and vibrant, the living tradition where people tell the truth respectfully, are listened to, and change happens. That easily? No. Avoiding conflict because it feels too threatening avoids the potential for deep personal, congregational, and social growth. I learned about the idea of creative conflict from the UUA and thought, no way. Conflict is potentially life-threatening, but brighter minds than mine have thought about it and are sharing what they have learned. We have a means to liberate ourselves from the cultural mythos that keeps people oppressed. Friday morning at the Church of the Larger Fellowship, Aisha Hauser spoke lovingly of her mentor, whose name I did not write down, because I was mesmerized to hear my mother's moral philosophy coming through Ms. Hauser's voice and attributed to her mentor. I cannot remember exactly what Ms. Hauser said to quote her, but I can quote my mother. The moral philosophy is that we each have an obligation to do unto others who have great need when it is of no consequence for ourselves. Mom said, "If it's no skin off of your nose, Lisa, you should just do it." So I offer that to you. If it is no skin off of our nose, we have a moral obligation. And I would suggest further that Michael Servetus and James Reeb would say that we have a moral obligation to do more. Christina Rivera spoke on liberating us all and asked, "How can I best use the power of my love?" It brought down the house. Covenant is an agreement between the divine and people. It will shift with who we aspire to be and who we are capable of becoming. It is fascinating to me that we raised our children, these brilliant young people, to shape our faith and move us all the way forward into the 23rd century. It is good to listen, sit with our discomfort, and think about what we have done. There is much to do, but we definitely need to spend some more time with our youth, teaching rhetoric and debate. Imani Perry's lecture is worth watching in its entirety. Then as a congregation, we should have several round robins and talk about what she said. I would hate to take anything out of context because it was a presentation of deep wisdom and great beauty. There was a virtual dance party Saturday night, and alone in my living room, in community across the world, I danced. I danced the frustration and the fear. I danced the gratitude and the joy until I could dance no more. My Sunday morning notes read, "My heart is full. I am so tired and energized. It is worse than I knew and more hopeful than I imagined." I am glad we all got to share the final service together and witness the installation of Reverend Dr. Sophia Betancourt. I wrote these words down from that service. "Struggle and conflict persist, but love abides. We have a responsibility to grow our faith in response to these perilous times. And given the end of session SCOTUS opinions, it is important to do it now. As a fly on the wall, I could sum it up as maggots on a dung heap, but I prefer to reiterate the words of Tyler Perry Cole. Heaven on earth is our beloved community. In faith and community, blessed be.
Please rise for our closing hymn, hymn number 1018, found in your teal hymnal, "Come and Go With Me."
1020, whoa, ya, ya.
Oh, I'm sorry. Already did that one.
Going, heaven knows where we are going. We know within. Get there, heaven knows how we will get. We know we will. Will be hard, we know. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Please enjoy our postlude, performed by Mr. Matthew and Ms. Yvonne, "One Love" by Bob Marley.